Nice, Mama. Where you at? What's your rank right now? Oh, hold on. I'm going to set this. All right, we're heading into this ranked draft, best of one M20 draft. But before we do, I'm going to thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom, because they're worth thanking. They help support my stream, and so I support their business by telling you all about it. It's one of the best places to get Magic stuff on the internet, whether you need cards, sealed product, or supplies, or whether you are looking to convert your existing Magic stock into other resources for yourself. You can get store credit to get more Magic stuff, or straight cash to get whatever you want. And they're going to offer the best buy prices in the business, among the best sell prices. They're very competitive there as well, and really it's the reliability that makes me love Card Kingdom so much. I know exactly what I'm going to get from them when I order it. I'm going to get it really quickly, and that has such value. I've told stories about how I've gotten burned, and I'm not going to get burned again. I'm going to stick with places I know deliver what they say they will, like Card Kingdom. Thanks, Card Kingdom. All right. Well, the ambusher is following us around. Not going to complain. Gems, Fiddle says.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Oh, Valhallas. Yeah, I'm going to go to draft view. Thank you so much.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Wow, this is quite a pack.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Oh, sorry, Rob. I don't mean to be ignoring you. If I ignore anybody,
I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
It's completely accidental. Just a lot of info flowing to my right.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Thanks, Rob. Welcome back. See, that was different. Like, I can hear it in my ears how that rat burglar sounded different than the ones from the ones from the other. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to let those rat burglars resolve here before we got back to this pack. So, lots of great cards here. The double blue elemental and the fire cat make me a little sad because maybe it's going to be hard to get into a teamer color along with this ambusher if we stick with it. We don't need to marry the ambusher, but I'm in if we can support it. But man, the blue in this pack is great. So we can expect maybe some bots down to our left to get into blue, but we're going to take this ambusher and see where we go. Yeah, not passing any good green is a worthy observation, Funky. One of the reasons I like that first pick is that we didn't pass any good green, and looks like we're not really going to pass any good green here. The spider is fine, but we can take the elemental or the thief. We could hedge against all the good blue we saw going the other direction and take the thief. Green-black is a fine color pairing around here, I think, but elemental gives us a chance. We may be fighting for blue on the way back the other way, but I think we try. Yeah, let's take the elemental and see if we can't convince those bots to get out of blue. Press wants the thief. Some thief support. I can pull this one. All right, let's pull this. I'll let you all decide. I'm gonna give you 20 seconds though for thief, or let's call it Boreal. Did I spell it wrong? I saw somebody put quotes around thief, so maybe I misspelled it. I think I got it. All right. I will follow you down, chat. Let's see what we've got here. Pacifism might be just the pick, except the white card, although I don't know if I want to be black-white or green-white particularly. We had okay success with one black-white deck. Could take a pretty boring Sedge Scorp that at least cuts the green. Tracker is fine, but I only want one, and we might even be able to wheel this. I think it's probably Burglar or Scorp. I think Scorpion has a little bit more impact on the game than Burglar for a go long green black, if that's where we end up here. I take that. Hey Matt, what thief are we talking about? Or are you way behind? All right, we'll take Scorp. Not at this point, no. I wouldn't mind a Necromancer, but that one might wheel. I just want to get them later than that. And I tend to want to take the stuff that lean towards a cheaper pick, you know? Yeah, we can take a Brawler here and not marry this Thief. Could easily end up in green-red Elementals from here. Haven't seen any other red go by. There are 3 playable green cards in this land. This land is tempting. Yeah, we haven't seen much red, but it's only pick 4. So there was we only have 3 packs worth of actual pass information. Might want to keep cutting green, but maybe not for this. I think for power level, we take Brawler in case red opens up here. Land is also tempting, Slowbra. I think if I don't take the Brawler, I actually do take the land. But I'm gonna take the Brawler and spec on that early here. Wow, all right. We got Siphon for the Thief support. Highlands. Lich would be splashable in green-black. So I kind of like, and this is all well and good, but we're best of 1 here, so I kind of like Siphon or Lich. Yeah, this is a pretty late Lich, but we're not blue-black yet. I think we just take Siphon as clean, good removal that's in our current 2 colors. Want that Lich, but I think that is the responsible pick. Axe and Pup are the possibilities here. Unless we want to splash in isolation, but I don't think that's worth splashing. It's not. It's too conditional to be worth splashing in best of 1. So yeah, we'll take the Pupper. Yeah, we can take the Sands and potentially support white cards. What are we looking to splash? Like a Pacifism, maybe? Yeah, not too bad, but the Pupper does have synergy with our best cards so far. I'm going to just take the Pup. And take another... We could take an Invocation here, but we'll take another Scorpion. Don't really want any more Scorpions, though. This is a fine Spider. Also... This Aeronaut's coming around late, but I think we're going to lean towards this black contingent we have here. We'll see what comes. Pretty easy Spider from that pack. Just don't know where we're going to end up. I think I like the Caves here. Don't know if it means we're splashing Brawler per se, but being able to splash in general is okay. Although, you know, if you think about commons and uncommons in red, there's not many that you're like, we're going to splash this. Oh yeah, we knew all that blue would be taken. It was great. It was probably the first stuff taken out of that pack. Yeah, Chandra's worth splashing. That's a good point if we open the uncommon Chandra. Reduced to ashes, maybe. Although, the thing with, like, in green-black, splashing red for removal seems... I mean, if you have to, you have to. But ideally, we get our removal out of our main color. Still, I don't think that anything else competes for it. So we'll take it. I'm just saying... It's not a lot of... I don't have a lot of expectations on this Caves, I'll say that. Here's a Vial, but we'll just take a Blade Brand. Hey, the Burglar came back, so it looks like taking the Scorpion out of this pack was well correct. We're in best of 1. Here, let me adjust. Oh yeah, that is correct except for the record. Let's go 0-0 on the record. At least lets people know that that info is reset. Hopefully you don't play that vampire or this servant, especially if you have no other servants. We're not playing that healer. All right, another vampire, so yeah, let's get Sorin now. Sure. No Sorin. Do have a Golos. Golos helps continue to support a possible splash, especially in red. We'd be giving up a Siphon to take it, so it's kind of Siphon or gems plus some utility. I mean, it's not a worthless card, even if you're not activating it. Playable gems, says Press. DJ Samp, it's hard to know. I mean, what's complementary? Like, I mean, creatures. If you go heavy into the weaponsmith stuff, your other cards need to heavily be creature based, or you can get into a spot where you have a bunch of bows and no creature. Yeah, I'll take Golos, but let's not get too crazy on the idea that we're going to actually activate Golos. Yeah, flying is good. Like you want to be able to have evasive creatures to wear the bows so that they can attack reliably. Yeah, we take the Golem here. I really do like it in green-black Go Long, because if the deck is working, you are going to have your 7 mana. Been a little light on picks going this other direction. I think we take Soul Salvage here. We definitely want one of these, so may as well get it now. Yeah, we take Tracker too, but again, I first Soul Salvage more important to me than first Tracker. Leafkin jumps out here, not only because of its frame treatment, because of its power level. All right, I saw the Thief jumped out at me, but then we got another... sorry, a Champion jumped out at me, but then I saw the Thief, so we'll grab the Thief. Double D's is excited about the Champ, presumably because of the context of the Night Pack Ambusher, which certainly is a nice, sweet combo, but I still don't like the upside of combo Champ over the just straight raw power of the Thief. Does Champ tend to wheel? It can. I don't know if it tends to, but it can. Here's a land for you Golos folks, but no. I'm not going to worry about activating Golos. We're going to take the Thief. Got a Spider, got a Gift, and a Bone Splinters. There's this dude, but I don't think we need a Scourger. Although we do need to figure out how we're going to win, right? I mean, Ambusher... and making sure we get back Ambusher is a reasonable way to get go wide. We do have one Mammoth Spider already, but having one small spider and one big spider is a nice pair to have in a green-black Go Long deck. And Splinters, it might even wheel. Splinters is not that great, but we do have at least like the pup to have some Splinter sack. I'm going to take Spider. Spider is like removal for all of their flyers at once. Nice. I would love this Siphon, but we are going to take Gravedigger. All right. We're getting the pieces. Getting the pieces. Take this bow. I'm just going to take another Blade Brand, though. I don't think we're playing this Epicure, but I don't think we're playing the healer either. Yeah, we need a Skeleton in pack 3. I'm going to prioritize that now. I don't think we're playing this Bond. Throw it here for now. I'm also going to throw the Servants in the board. But we'll remember we have some. Maybe Smuggler on the splash, actually. if we, yeah, I'll take Smuggler on the possible splash. Especially with 2 Thieves. Gems, and would not hate it in our deck, and we're not giving up much. Pulse, Vengeful, Crasher is what we're giving up for an on-color land. Oh, why is it not showing? Hold on a second. Let's close this completely. Reopen this. Temple of Milady. For those of you who don't know the story of that pronunciation, Ben Stark was going to do coverage during the block when this, during Theros block, and Luis and his other kind of playtest partners, as they were testing for stuff, just pronounced this card Temple of Milady all the time in front of Ben, so that he thought that's how it was pronounced, and then he pronounced it that way on coverage because he has great friends. Actually, I do think he does. Like that's a great friend thing to do. Ben S is English native, yes. His but I guess he reads more than listens in terms of All right, sorry, we're gonna take it though. Enough of the Ben story. Toss that in the deck. Be happy about it. I don't think we have passed a lot of these lands. We actually probably could have done the Golos thing, or may still be able to if enough of these come through here. So second Golem, first Troll. I think we probably go Troll. I like having the Golem, but having 2 could be oppressive. We're pretty low on 2s. And we do have Gravedigger and Soul Salvage, so effectively we already have multiple Meteor Golems if we can cast the first one. So let's troll it. More temptations into Golos lands, but I just like the Vulture here. We've got Gravedigger and Soul Salvage, which goes well with the Vulture's ability. ETB trigger. And a Might of the Masses, Season of Growth, Ferocious Pup, and Tracker keeps trying to get into our deck, and we keep finding other things to take. I don't know if I'm splashing for the Brawler, but with Bloodfell Caves and Tireless Pilgrim, I am leaning towards going ahead and running the Singleton Smuggler for these Thieves and for, frankly, just a win condition in a stalled board. It's amazing how, I was talking about this on LR, it's like, how are we going to win? The Smuggler is actually an answer to the question of how we win. Yeah, we can take the Vamps out. They're just clogging it up. We're not going to play these. We'll be sad if we're playing those. Also, probably this dude. There you go. Looks a little better. We could take Reduce to Ashes if we're going to splash black anyway, but I'd rather just stay on color here. Yeah, Pup's decent here. Trick. This is also a very good trick. So Fiddles is right that this is a... Yeah, there's a lot of defensible picks here. Pup could wheel, though. I think that's a great observation. The bots don't really value Pup that much, maybe appropriately, and I think this is likely to wheel. Let's take the good combat trick here. Interesting. Wow. Well, the world is our oyster. We can continue to shore up our mana. Well, this view is better, I think, for streaming, for letting people see what picks we're considering. And we check on curve every once in a while with a little duck in like this, but basically I check on curve when it actually matters. It's often not actually affecting your pick. We gotta take the sorcerer this time. The necromancer is fine as well here, if unexciting. The season of growth thing, we have 2 blade brands and a might. Yeah, I bet we wheel the sorcerer though. This is another card that I'm gonna take season, I think, and we might wheel that. Yeah, this helps play a mountain. I'm gonna take season, I think. How good is this? Also just take big beef. Really don't mind the big beef play either. All right, I'll take season. We can match patterns. We have an evolving wilds. Probably just let's see. If we take pattern matcher, we only have right now. We have Sedge Scorpion and Thief, and doesn't look like we're going to get anything else. So pattern matcher doesn't look really great here. Spider and land are being suggested. Now let's take a, this is where I do like to look at curve. We only have 3 5s. And I don't know we're going to run this smuggler even, so I'm going to take this spider. Yeah, we had 2 cards for pattern matcher. We had Sedge Scorpion and Thief, which the Thief I obviously love, but I want a little bit better than that for pattern matcher to be worth it. Are we gonna play that chief? If we run it, we could take Salvager. Salvager is at its best in graveyard recursion type decks, which we're trying to pull off here. Well, I'll take the chief. We did take a season, so we could get a 3rd blade brand. We could also take a gift. Or again, sorcerer was called out as a possible win con. Golos Dream isn't really alive even with a gift. If we put this on a land, we get 1 extra color, 2 extra color. We only have 4 colors in the deck right now. Yeah, Blade Brand. I'm on Blade Brand versus Sorcerer. The gift would be okay, but we only have the Meteor Golem that we're even ramping to. All right, we'll take Blade Brand. Sentinel is a maybe, but probably not. Raptor main deck. Plummet main deck. I think we actually don't need this. We have plenty of flying support. We'll take this as a possible playable, but I don't think we're running it. Another Blade Brand. And there's not much else. I mean, are we running a Plummet? I just don't think we're running a Plummet, especially with the spiders we picked up. Spiders are what I prefer over Plummets in best of 1 main deck. I don't think we're running 4 Blade Brands either, but... well, maybe we're running 4 Blade Brands. Should we move in on targeting stuff this time? I was about to move out, but let me make sure. Let's see, we've got Golos. I didn't have my MTG tracker up showing me my collection. But we didn't draft any mythics, so I'm actually not going to worry about it. The main thing for us as a free-to-play draft-only account that doesn't expect to 4x its mythics is to convert mythic wild cards into gems. We're going to naturally convert our rares into gems, so no big deal. Mike asks, how does MTGA Tracker work with multiple accounts? And I guess my answer is like not very well. It gives me some bad info sometimes. But generally, if I restart everything and start it all fresh, it handles the current session pretty well. So with no mythics, I'm just going to take the charge and we'll see what gems we happen to get here. Did some solid grinding anyway. All right. I think we don't bother with smuggling. Get out of here, Zephyr Charge. I don't need the caves in that world. And then cutting 5. I think I would do want to move in on like this whole package. What if we try to run all of this? Then what do we cut? We'd have to cut like maybe that's too much. Cut one spider and maybe even the war chief. We could get rid of the pup, although it's does some okay stuff with the reclamation and recursion. I don't think salvage is necessarily too slow. It's all just part of the attrition plan, all part of outvaluing Oppo. We could cut a blade brand. We could also just cut a growth cycle. Although, yeah, maybe 3 blade brands and a growth cycle and a might is fine here for this package. Yeah, War Chief grows on its own with Thieves. Decking is a legit concern. Yep. But if we make it to the bottom of our deck, we have to hope we have out-attritioned them on the way and are wide enough to get there. Yeah, Mike, that's what I was thinking. I liked. I was agreeing with cutting a blade brand. Oh yeah, and here I'll get out of this. Get out of your way a bit. Yeah, we could cut a scorpion. That's a fair observation. Where are we at with creature count then? So then at that point, now we're getting to it though, right? We're at 15 creatures. Maybe we could go to 14 creatures, but I don't want to go to 14, so I want to pull, or I don't want to go to 13 for sure. Yeah, I don't like it in a vacuum, but it has a role in a lot of decks, and at least here with Reclamation and chumping and stuff, it's yeah, we could cut a land, but if we had more I mean, we're going to draw, like, you may be talking about how the fact that, like, with Blade Brands and Seasons hopefully drawing us lots of cards, we can cheat on land a little bit, but I don't want to cheat on land at all when we have a 7-drop we're trying to get to. I was eyeing this War Chief as well. Yeah, that's the thing. We could actually just cut Golos and keep the War Chief. No, I'm not even gonna... We're not gonna worry about activating Golos. It's a trap. Another reason to not do that, not to just try and mise the Golos activation, is you're running like vultures. You play your vulture and you mill your island or whatever, and then ugh. Yeah, that's why we can keep. I think we keep one of these. If we keep the War Chief, it eventually gets big. I mean, we could bring in servants, but I don't see that being correct here. Chief better than Golos. Let's cut Golos. Golos is good when you can actually realistically maybe activate him, or when you're ramping to big stuff. We are ramping to Golem, but or you're fixing. Like if you're playing 3+ color, technically Golos is fixing. Why do you like Golos in this deck, Zach? I mean, it was a late cut. I'm not saying the baseline stats are fine, but it is a potential cut here.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Thank you, David. It's gonna get to scry one. Well, I mean, so you're saying it combos with Season of Growth, and therefore we should play it? I mean, we could say that about Sentinel, right? Oh, right. I see what you're saying. We have a scry. Yeah, we have the scry land. Sure. Yeah, this package is oppressive to run, right? It's taking up a lot of our slots. But I think I do want to try it. I'm going to make just let's get a cut done here and go. Maybe I do take out the salvage, but it just feels like, or maybe one season even. I was trying to move in on that plan. We could take out the reclamation. I was thinking of that. Like, if we're going to do this package, we really want to make sure we get one season. And then at least it all stacks. Like, if you do get 2 seasons, you draw twice and you scry twice. So it's not like the second one is useless. I don't want to cut any more Blade Brands. You know what? Since this is ultimately a card draw engine, and this is a card draw engine, and we want to try this engine, I am going to cut the Reclamation and try to make double Season of Growth be where our attrition comes from. That's what I'm going to try. We can revisit. This is best of one. Let's give it a spin and then decide. We'll talk about it after we play at least once. No, I don't think we need to. Why would we need full control? You explain to me, War, what being on full control all the time because of season lets us do. I do have triggers stacked. I have stacked triggers not auto on, if that's what you're talking about. All right, we're going to go Battlefield Right. Thanks for your patience as we figured that toughish build out. Oh, we didn't check land and name it. Let's see. Make sure. Yeah, land looks fine. And how about Nolos? All right. Is one of growth cycle even good? In the 2 Season of Growth deck, yes, it is. Which captain? Right on BDU, that's what I go for. I'm never going to be the best player on the planet, but I sure hope I can help people get a little better from where they're standing now. A little awkward. A little awkward here. But I'm tempted to keep. We can cycle the Blade Brands if we have to on even opponents' creatures. And we have both of our colors here. So I'm going to keep. This is a risky one. It's basically looking at these as cycling cards right now. I'm going to play a forest because we do have a green-green creature in the deck, so we got to remember that this event. We want to lead on forests when we have two. Par. I think this is a straight par 3. Like, I think this is an average deck. It's fine. Could get there. But I don't think it's bomb-laden or anything like that. We'll play a swamp so that we can cycle a Blade Brand. The other thing is we have Siphon waiting for us. You know, we're not going to fall so far, but we get to kill something with Siphon and gain 3 back. So I felt like this keep, while sketchy, has all the tools to extend the game long enough for us to find some real action. That, however, is not what we wanted to see. I've been trying to execute this sequence for this entire format, but have yet to go Chandra's Embercat into turn 3 Brawler. But of course, Oppo's got it no problem. We're going to cycle on the Brawler and see what we can find here. Alright, Season. Golem. Just gotta claw our way back. It's going to be rough attacks next turn, but we do get to Siphon the kitty. Scariest start in the biz, eh? What about the Brawler into Brawler start? Alright, we're not winning this. I mean, we need removal we don't have to get out of this. Or we need, yeah, just to get a creature. Let's Blade Brand our way out of this, but we need something. Not dead if we get, let's get our Blood Burglar, Barkhide Troll. Yeah, or Leafkin, no, Leafkin Druid wouldn't do it, huh? So we really want a Barkhide Troll or a Blood Burglar off the top. Cycle might, it only works if we target our stuff. Well, that was not a 2-drop, but Thief plus Might of the Masses draws a card and eats the kitty. So if we can survive, I mean, if they play, yeah, if they play Scorcher, we're just beyond toast, right? We do need to get to this Meteor Golem if we're going to win, but I think we need help in the meantime, so I'm going to put the Forest on the bottom. And then try and eat a kitty cat. Nasty. If they play another one, we don't even... Oh, okay, well... We don't get to eat a kitty cat, but we do get to draw a card, survive the shock, and threaten to trade with the kitty cat. And yeah, Siphon target, pretty obvious. But we gotta go to 1. I don't know if we can win here. Oh, sorry, we go to 0, huh? Weren't we at 13? Oh, because they trampled for... Got it. The trample got there. Well, I don't think we were supposed to win that one. That was a perfect curve out from Oppo. Tip the cap and move on. BDU in that game we were, but our ratios are fine. All right, we'll looks better. Much better. Alright, let's be on the delivering end of a beating here. Three lands and a Blade Brand just went to the yard. Interesting, this is great. So with 2 sprites and no mana to pump them over there, Oppo is very likely to try and double block the Vulture to just get a 1-for-1. We're going to try and get him with the Blade Brand, of course, and make him regret that play a lot. You got our Soul Salvage, so we can get the Vulture back at some point. Didn't mill any other creatures, though, so I think for now we're just hoping to find something to siphon and then draw a creature. Has there been any accurate game simulator for Magic? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, simulating what exactly? Yeah, because you could argue that Arena, that we're playing simulated Magic right now. I know that's not what he means, so I'm just curious, trying to... We could siphon that Seer, but I'd rather just drop the Thief. So, yeah, AI. You're talking about, like, player versus PvE. Human versus the environment, yes? Oh, more like setting 2 AIs against one another to simulate outcomes. Oh, yeah, well, certainly there is rudimentary AI in the system, and you can... actually, the team uses that kind of rudimentary AI to look for bugs. You know, so yes, they actually do use AIs playing badly against each other to test out card mechanics and functionality and stuff. Well, we got our War Chief Thief combo. But I think we should just siphon the Undead Servant and attack with both. They'll probably trade off the Seer for the Thief, but that gets them down to 9. We draw an extra card. We have Soul Salvage for the Thief and the Vulture, and War Chief for after that. So we have a plan for the next several turns here if we just go ahead and siphon away the Servant and get in. Although I shouldn't have let it auto-tap away my Swamp since we're about to draw a card. This is where we're going to draw Blood Burglar so that I get punished for letting auto-tap do that. No punishment. Although, yeah, alright. No punishment, even didn't have a land to play, so alright. Of course, that's always the concern about killing an undead servant. Friends. But we will go ahead and Soul Salvage. Getting back these 2 buddies. And we'll go ahead and play this one. And because Might of the Masses does not win in a double block, we're not even going to bother attacking right now. I'm going to wait till Might of the Masses actually wins combat for the troll against a double block. They might just try and single block, but I don't want to risk that. Now we have 8. We could get both of these down. We just wouldn't have Might of the Masses mana. So let's go War Chief first for the ping, and then have Might available, and maybe play the Vulture after. But let's start with try making the War Chief big here. Oh, Might and Blade Brand is nice here. I guess we don't really need the Blade Brand, though. Everything we're doing is gonna die as expected. Let's go with saving the Barkhide. And we'll just be happy we have Blade Brand at the ready. I'm gonna save Thief. I kind of just want to save our big guy. We can get through 2/2s with this stuff. That was my thinking. I mean, maybe they play something big here to make me regret that, but they're blue-black, so I just feel like I want to get bigger than their stuff. All right. What did I say? Well, you can ask me about what I think the team thinks in a second. Let me try and win this game first. This ground stall is a problem here. Hopefully the Vulture can get there for us now. All right, that's nice. If we send War Chief, we just get we get a servant and one of the zombies. I'm gonna just hold off. I think we wait till we get Ambusher in play, and yeah, we can try and go wider than them with the Ambusher here. I said the arena team doing bot drafting was not interested in the bots getting playable decks. It was certainly not a requirement of the system. The only requirement of that system for what it was trying to accomplish is realistically enough feeling picks from the bots that you felt like you were in a real draft. Now, if you wanted to design the bots to draft great decks and build great decks, that would be one way to do it. It just takes a lot more work. Oppo felt they couldn't handle that. All right. It is an impressive card, but if they had any kind of removal as outs, I would have tried to draw it, you know? Oh, I'm still at 0-0, and that's totally wrong. We are at 1-1 now. In denial about my first loss, I guess. Oh, Ubermensch, you have reminded me to remind you all that Jay is going to take a hiatus day today. He recently back from the con and doesn't really have a lot prepared for this week, and Standard is in a bit of a lull right now anyway, so we decided that if he wanted to, that he could take this day off and it'd be cool. And so he is. All right, we'll stick with this plan. I could get behind this hand. What do you think? Keepable? all the blade brands. Literally, in the deck. No, bots are ultimately informed by smart humans in the building, and then players out, then players of the game after that. I could have played this spider to get it out of the hand so that we can just make the ambusher go on, but wow, discipline from, I guess I had the easy block, that's why they didn't do it. Never mind. Not as much discipline as a presumption of blocking. Yeah, we'll take a Gravedigger as ambusher insurance. Man, I didn't see the reason to play the spider out just to delay this action for a turn. Let's just, yeah, see. All you have to do, folks, is play a Night Pack Ambusher and you just win. Easy game. Not a very exciting game. Not a great start here. A little awkward with big drops and our no target combat tricks, but again, I think we got to keep this and try to draw out. I don't know of any Karsten-like analysis, Karsten-level analysis of limited decisions like that, but yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't Frank speak to 40-card decks in his assessments as well? That's what I was thinking, but maybe not. All right. At least we're not under pressure here. Our nightmare scenario for not finding early action is heavy pressure. This is bad, though. We really want to find an answer for that now. Now. Right now. One-time dealer, answer for thief. Alright, this is bad. Not gonna lie. Free thief attacks is not good. But I took on this risk by keeping this hand, no question. Oh, sorry, Oppo. I glanced away to look at something, and it was on me. I might do that. Yeah, maybe I should have done that. I guess I'm being greedy with the Blade brand, but now we kind of have to with the Thief. Yeah, I probably should have. You're right. We'll do it now, though. I wouldn't say there's a count Ooh, now we can't. Now we need to save the Blade Brand to try and defeat the Regisaur and just try and naturally draw a 2-drop creature. We just have to try and use the Blade Brand to kill this or we're dead. Alright, well, if you're going to be that way about it, Blade Brand, now I will cycle 1 looking for something to play. No, I don't think I did, Rob. Remember, I'm ignoring you because you beat me that one time. Well, I made my combat trick bed, and I'm lying in it now, let me tell you. So Rob says, does the Ambusher promote good limited play experience? In your opinion, the controller is incentivized to not cast spells. It promotes reasonable tension. It's like it's super powerful, but that's its cost. I think that makes it kind of fair for a limited, really. All right, this has been rough, but we are not out of it yet. We need an answer. We need to basically find a creature that will live and hold a Blade Brand right now, though. Right now. Yeah, we don't have time for that, though. I mean, we may have to just go for it via War Chief Chump into... Or we can go Spider Eat Thief, take 7. I guess that's what we have to try. Or War Chief. I'll just do War Chief Eat Thief. War Chief Eat Thief. They paused there, though, which makes me think they have Unsummon, and we're going to lose. Fastest concede in the West? No, third fastest. The first and second fastest were when we played Nightpack Ambusher and the other two in the 2 wins. Well, I set par at 3 because I thought this deck, while it had some potential, was not particularly amazing. How were werewolves in limited? Again, interesting tension. I think it's a total worthy observation to suggest that perhaps the tension you want in your strategy game is not the tension of whether or not to do anything. But there is some legit interesting tension there. It's just, I think, a design space you have to be very careful with. So Stasis is not a good Magic design, actually. You know, Stasis, while being an iconic Magic card, does not promote good gameplay. Something like what's the... You can only untap 1 land per turn, right? Prison decks, exactly. Standstill. There's a lot of... Winter Orb, thank you. Winter Orb is what I was thinking of. There's a lot of cards in Magic that say, haha, the tension is we are asking you not to play Magic. And I think you're right that that's largely something that you don't want to make the best deck in Standard or anything like that. But I think there are tools to answer that, and I think it's worthwhile design space to some level, but you don't want to just move in on that, or else you get into stasis land where it's like, why do I play this game? I don't play this game to not play this game, right? Anyway, well,
I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Don't hold your breath for Smokestack in Standard. We're now on the verge of busting out of this tournament. Do we want to make any changes to the deck? Do you want to abandon the Season of Growth approach? Do you want to bring in Moldervine Reclamation. This has actually been a correct cut in the sense that we've never really had time in any of our losses to even consider dropping and taking advantage of a Moldervine Reclamation. Hey, Erasmus, GG. We just shrugged and we kept a slow starter that had some potential, and then you dropped the thief and the dino, and it was like, yikes. And we had, let's see, our out on the last turn, we had an out to try and find, like before you unsummoned us, we were trying to get a small creature that could wear the extra blade brand we had in hand, and had a stabilization play there if you didn't have the unsummon, but no way. Yeah, unsummon. I don't know if we were stable outside of the unsummon, but we did have a plan. We did have a plan after that turn, but the unsummon ended the game. All right, let's cut a blade brand. They have been clogging our hand a bit, and we'll bring in the early action. Let's try that at least. Now we don't need more dudes. We just haven't been drawing dudes. I mean, we had 14 before. Now we have 15. We have a lot of cycling. It's not. We don't have an unreasonable amount, and that's the tension of the season strategy. Right on, Erasmus. Glad you've found your way back here. All right, I'm gonna run with this. Let's try it. We just made a little tweak there. Yeah, maybe first, maybe 3 Blade Brands over 1 Growth Cycle, but Growth Cycle can jump up and win combat where Blade Brand inevitably tries to trade. So I am going to go with this current split, see how it goes. And this is why combat tricks in general are less appealing than removal, or one of the reasons. There's a lot of reasons, but one of them is combat tricks need combatants to do anything. All right, I'm going to keep this, and I'm actually going to leave the Scorpion in hand, I think. Let's just go Season on 2 and then start... I don't know. Is it greedy to want to put Season out before either of these creatures? Because we could do it either way. We could go Scorpion into Growth into Druid. We could go nothing into Druid into Season Scorpion. I think... if we play the Scorpion, we're trading basically 2 points of damage. Would you give your opponent 2 life so that you could scry 1? It's basically giving Oppo a couple life in exchange for a scry, right? That's the fundamental transaction we're debating here. With Blade Brand, man, we're gonna get a lot of action out of this. I'm gonna pass the Scorpion play here. Okay. Now what do we want to do here? This is interesting. So if we go Leafkin Druid, thing is we really want Thief next turn. Kind of makes me just want to go Season of Growth. I mean, it's sad to not play your Mana Ramper on curve. Like, what are you doing with an 0/3 that taps for mana if not playing it on curve? But in this case, I really want to play Thief next turn. And therefore, if we want to get this value, we got to go Growth now. So I'm going to go Growth. It's a little bit awkward with the Leafkin Druid, but I think it's correct given drawing the Thief. Siphon will keep. If they play anything Siphon worthy, we'll get in for extra cards. Oh, that's certainly Siphon worthy. And now we've got Blade Brand on the Thief with whatever they put down to get in the way of it, which they assume they will. Oh, man. Kind of want to do this first. Let's see what's coming. Decide what our thief draw will be. Yeah, we'll keep that. Thank you very much. Never mind about the Blade Brand play. We have a new plan. Waited until they activated, and now we try for this and hope there's not an unsummon. Even if there is, we get the Season of Growth triggers. So that's an important thing about Season, is that it's a cast trigger and not a resolution trigger. So even if they try some kind of blowout response play, you're still going to get your value. It's been a solid start here, but they're still at 19, and we're kind of even on cards in some respects. All right, well, now we got a Blade Brand play we're pretty happy with. We're flooding out a bit. We do have ETB tapped land, so I'm going to wait on that. In fact, let's Druid do the same thing. Let's set up the top a bit here. I'm going to go... Yeah, we'll do it this way. We want a Vulture. Assuming this Blade Brand takes out the Elemental, we do, so I'll keep that on top. Logan says no. I think we do, because they gotta block the Thief. Oh yeah, I could have sent Scorpion. I don't know why I did it. I was just focused on the attack that I knew they would block. But they should be at 18, so we'll track that. I think you could punt that. Definite mistake not to attack with the Scorp. Let's go... Land go. Seven mana means we can Thief, Ambush, and then follow up with War Chief. That's pretty sweet. Although they know about the Vulture, right? Oh, they don't. We know about the Vulture. We looked. They didn't. Oh, we have 8 mana. Okay, great, great, great. So we can do War Chief, Thief if we want here. I mean, whatever. It's a clear mistake. Again... I don't know where the line on suboptimal and punt is drawn. I just know I made a mistake. Oh, I'm happy if they block the Sedge. That's fine. We're definitely going to throw that in there. And then Thief and Chief. Might... Yeah, let's take the Might in case of attempts to block. Also, we'll take any of our season triggers are fine to keep on top here. All right, this is good for us. Play the Vulture, get the Scry, set up the Thief draw, and have the Might of the Masses to make them suffer. Sure, do we want Pup? Get a couple Scries. Wolves work with the Ambusher, so sure, we'll keep the Pup. Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot. I forgot what was going on there. Doesn't matter at all. Okay. We're at 13 cards, so that's a little bit concerning. But wow, they're just, let's see, they could take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra, 10, 11, 12, 13. Still not worth doing here, I don't think. We will ambush and save the Might. I mean, playing the Might, of course, draws twice, so that's not the worst, but... here's the card. I told the story of beating this card with just unbelievable sequence of figuring out my plan and top decking. I wonder if we can beat it. We got to get around it. I think we can get around it. We just got to get around it long enough. Also, it needs to block. Well, this isn't indestructible. We gotta destroy Sephira. Or just get around it. The life link on Sephira is a big problem. Hey, see? No problem. No problem. No faith from you all. I'm trying. One thing I'm thinking about here is if we Meteor Golem Sephira at the end. Nah, that's a fancy play. We'll just take it out. All right, got par. We made it to par. But the next step from 300 to 450 in gems is really nice, so hopefully we can pick up one more. Yeah, we have gotten all 3 of our wins off of resolving a creature with our opponent at double-digit life totals. Looks great. Well, that changes it. I think I'll go ahead and throw out a pup and try and trade with their thief. Rather than try and trade with their thief with our thief. We do have soul salvage, so I could have tried thief for thief, but this makes more sense to me. Just using up all our mana here as that we can, at least, and dumping our board. Looks like the thief is going to have to blade brand that cutthroat, but we'll take that. Boreal Elemental in the sky is a little intimidating, but we got attacks at least. Nope. I'm seeing an unusually high number of Night Pack Ambushers. That's the card that's following me. Boy. Still can't quite get any action. We're flooding out a bit here. Don't want to use a soul salvage on a singleton critter. Action on top, please. Need some action. Action. That is not action, deck. But we can sit back. Scorpion versus Abomination here for the meantime. Trouble is, if they kill Scorpion, the zero power creatures do not hold a Blade Brand. Which is something to consider when we talk about how many creatures we have. And I was saying we had 15 creatures for our combat tricks or whatever, but Leafkin Druid does not work with Blade Brand. So for effective Blade Brand count, we are actually at 14 creatures. Yeah, Leafkin Druid has not been doing much here. I got to acknowledge that. Ramping out to some stuff faster would be nice. We just haven't really gotten there. Like faster Meteor Golems, faster Spiders. Well, with the way this is going, it's not going to matter because we're going to be done with this event soon. All right, Season is a fine place to get going on a recovery plan. I think that's a defensible pick in this world we're in, Phil Fister. I don't know what a Hex Drinker is. Here's how little I know about Modern Horizons. I don't know what Hex Drinker does. I only know that everybody talks about it like it's the best thing. That's all I know about Hex Drinker. I mean, I have the... Here, I can look at it. I'll roll over the auto card anywhere and see what Hex Drinker... Finally see what Hex Drinker... Oh, somebody leveled it too. Oh, yeah, that seems pretty strong. Sorry, let's get back to this. Well, they got us. I kind of want to cycle the Blade Brand here for double value. But we'll do this. Good morning, Wizards of the Coast. Thank you for hosting me. Appreciate that. Hope everybody at WotC is having a great day today. Happy Friday. Yeah, I guess we can do that now. Just in case. I guess if we draw a pump, we would use it, but I'm not even sure we would use it. Oppo must be like, that's not how that works. Let's scry via temple first. Doesn't really help us with the elemental problem. So I'm going to send it on its way. We need help with the elemental problem. We have the spider, so that helps. But I want to presume, you know, the spider might not live. Yeah, I mean, I guess this doesn't help with the maybe we do have an answer for the elemental problem, but I guess it just doesn't seem like what we want on this board is the bottom line. But let's growth and then spider. Play around convolute, you say. Well, they do seem to have something because they keep pausing. That's pretty fair. But given that we have soul salvage, we're just going to risk it. Could be bone to ash, but I'm surprised they wouldn't have just... Yeah, it's probably bone to ash, but we're going to trigger it and use soul salvage if we need to. No, it made it. All right. We'll take it. And there's a mite that we can keep since we have double growth. Wonder what they have. Clearly wasn't bone to ash, but they did have instant speed capabilities based on their pausing at least. Sure. We could get the thief back, but now I kind of just like Scorpion, the burglar, and get back Scorpion and Spider. If they have something to stop our soul salvage, that could be big trouble. But we're gonna give that a try. Yeah, we can play this. Get Spider, Scorpion. Did they get you? Well, if it's unsummoned, we are going to find out. Start here. This plays around Convolute. Bottom the land. Yeah, great. Scrying away land we don't need is great. One of the values of the season. And 2 more scries. Gravedigger we will keep. Getting grindy in here. Hopefully they decide to offer the elemental for the spider to make that trade, and then we can mite here. Yeah, it would be a solid button. What are we even getting with Gravedigger, and do we want to do it now? If we Gravedigger now, we're getting a Thief, and the Thief would have a good attack with the Might of the Masses, but we may want to have have a third spider if we need to. A little worried about just waiting this out, but we kind of need... yeah. BDU asks, I realize that you can't make a hard rule on this due to the current draft, but do you have a point in drafts where you start to consider deck synergy more than individually strong cards? There's no hard and fast rule. I would say it's when I know what we've married. All right, well, let's, with the might of the masses, sure, let's digger back the thief. And yeah, we'll keep more thieves. I guess we're at 7. Maybe we don't want that. I don't know. Well, I'm going to play this thief. So do we want a second thief, or was I mistaken to keep that on top? Because we can switch that now. I was just thief greedy, but we're at 7 life. Yeah, we should dig for ambusher. I'm with it. Let's correct our scrying and change our mind here. War Chief, on the other hand, is nicely big. They've got a Death Toucher, but I think we will keep the War Chief. I think it's worth just having a big dude on the ground here. It is bad against Skeleton, that's fair. It keeps it distracted, though. I guess maybe we are just still looking for the ambusher. All right, I'll keep digging. It is immediate answer to Octoprophet. Don't we have that? I guess we don't have that elsewhere. Yeah, we do need a big dude on the ground. I'm going to keep it just for that observation. All right, can we find a way here? This spider is pretty important right now. All right, they're finally in for the attack. I'm going to chump the pup here. We have an answer to Octoprophet coming. And we'll see if they have anything for the spider, and we'll block like this. All right. Might be Befuddle, but they didn't do it, so I was thinking it could be Befuddle. That would have been fine. Our might would still overcome a Befuddle. Fair enough, as long as that thing dies, I'm okay. Yeah? Maybe we're not okay. Let's go War Chief first to get our scries going. Bottom. Yeah, we do have a big spider in the deck. Don't we? Yeah, still in there. Growth cycle we will keep, though. Drawing 2 is too good. I'm going to look at our... Let's see, what do we know about the bottom? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... in the neighborhood of 10-ish cards off the top that we don't know about. We'll send in Thief. Oh, we're definitely getting aggro with Thief. I don't think we're going wide aggro yet, but starting here. Yeah, lifelink at 6 is not the worst to see. Man, land. Scrying everything we can on this front to the bottom, but we got doubled with land here. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 7 cards unknown. One of them is our ambusher. One of them is our vulture. Vulture at least blocks the flyer. And one of them is our spider. So we have 3 outs and 7 cards to this sprite. 4 outs and 7 cards to that sprite. Do we have to take out the sprite? I guess we do. Don't get fancy play, Ryan. Barkhide. It's not the ambusher, but I'm going to take it. You want to bottom it? I think it's still, but it attacks. The reason I'm keeping it is that when we kill this, it successfully attacks. We've dealt with the spider. I'm keeping it. It does change the landscape. It's an attacker. We do want to look for the ambusher, but, like, if we bottom the troll, it gets behind all this land we've thrown to the bottom. I'd rather just take our action when we get it here. Let's assume Blade Brand. Well, I don't want to assume Blade Brand. If we'll make him have Blade Brand and offer the Golem. Could be a Cutthroat too. That wasn't a bluff. They just wanted a card off their thief. Vulture might actually not be okay for us at 11 cards. Maybe. It does go to the air. Also, the trouble is if we cast it right away, we're definitely milling our ambusher. So we don't want to do that. But we could play it after we found the ambusher. We could time it. I guess we'll bottom it though. I don't like the milling. Not even just because it mills the ambusher, but because it might mill us to death, right? And now we can send Golem. And yes, they can just block with the skeleton, but let's make them start doing that. Oh yeah, we can go Chief too. If they block with everything, we'll happily trade the Chief for their 2 creatures. So yeah, we'll send Chief and Golem here. Yeah, this feature follows a great design principle, which is don't keep known information hidden. If I could write this information down and have it available, then a digital game to just track that for me. Lower the volume on game sounds. Is that better? Thanks, Tron. Another flyer making life rough for us. What do we got? We got that spider, though. And we passed on the vulture. All right, spider. It's one of these 3 cards. We have a 1 in 3 of pulling the spider right now. Yeah, pumps are gone. We do have a siphon, though, too. So another... we have a, like... Either we're getting the ambusher, the siphon, or the... Right? or do we already? It could be this is a, yeah, ambusher, siphon, or spider are what's on top. So that's all pretty good for us. We just would rather actually not have the ambusher right now. All right. Spider, we were just talking about you. Get down. Yep. Yep. Swamp Lord, I have a comment on that. Let Swamp Lord remind me of that after we finish this game here, because I want to speak to that point in board games. Let's see. We're going to combat, and yeah, we're gonna do this, right? And then they can do some double blocks, but ultimately this is all pretty good for us. Man, do we cut Druid for something as weak as like a 2/2 Vigilance for 2? Leafkin Druid has not really been doing much for us in this event. Smells like a Blade brand, but what are you going to do here? Not a Blade brand, not a Cutthroat, just throwing away things into the Spider? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I expected a Cutthroat or something. Maybe we'll still get it. I mean, their turn's not done yet, so... Maybe they just felt desperate. We actually have both of the 1/1s in right now, Mike, if that's what you mean. We cut, like, Blade Brand number 3 for a Scorpion number 2. Well, we can take a look at the configuration if we can win this here. Why not block with a Druid there? Because I wanted to actually kill the thing. I mean, it was a thief, right?
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Thank you, Rogue Dex. I think we got this one, but not guaranteed, but looking good, looking good. Especially with Ambusher on the way. We know the order of our deck. We're going to draw... Technically, if the code were really amazing, it would identify that we also know that this is a... This last card has to be the Siphon, and can show it. Depends if they play something else to back up this skeleton. If they can play another blocker, maybe they don't scoop, but otherwise I think they probably will scoop to the Ambusher. Muyanling. Very nice, excuse me, very nice card, but hopefully we can get there. Can we get there? I think that's too late for them, yeah. Especially with the Siphon on top.
Learn some respect.
What do you know? This time the ambusher didn't make it to the battlefield before the scoop. So we've gotten 3 of our 4 wins on a wolf scoop before it even did anything. All right. Fought through that one and got the W. I'm going to add that win, and then I want to speak to hidden known information in games. All right, so I want to go to talk about that for a second. All right, so we were talking in chat during play here about the fact that in Arena, when you scry things to the bottom of your deck, if you go look through your deck, it'll actually show you face up what the order of cards is on the bottom of your deck, since you actually technically know it or knew it at one point. And that's a controversial topic among game designers and game players, is like, how much information do you show and save for the player when that information is known? So in general, I think it's correct to expose known information instead of hiding it, because a good rule of thumb is you don't want to create a situation where spiky players are compelled by your systems to write down information because you have hidden it in your game, even though it's known. And I think that's a great place to start, because why would you force people to write down things that they knew in order to be able to remember them? And it's digital. You can just show it. There's so many things you can show. So there's a couple of answers to why not. When it comes to digital stuff, first of all, it's work, right? So if you're going to expose known information that would otherwise become hidden again, you are adding systems to your game that need work. So there's that factor in digital. But I wanted to talk more to the paper aspect as well, because I was talking with my buddy Joe Huber. Joe worked in R&D with me for several years while I was there, and one of the things he did in his time in R&D is do final design on the tabletop game Lords of Waterdeep. Lords of Waterdeep is a worker placement game that I really enjoy, and I like talking to Joe about his work on final design there. And one of the things that you do in that game is you complete quests, right? And there are 2 types of quests. There are plot quests, which have an ongoing effect on the rest of the game. And then there are point quests, which get you some points and then don't matter again until the final game scoring, right? So you don't really need to know about that information. However, and so Joe made the choice of plot quests. When you complete them, they stay face up because everybody needs to see what they're doing, because they still have a continuing effect on the game. Point quests, though, Joe had people put face down, hide the information, even though everybody saw this quest get completed. And it's useful information because in Lords of Waterdeep, you have a hidden lord that has some sort of affiliation. Think of it as color affiliation. Like I've got a red-green lord or whatever. And it's important for me as a player to figure out that you're on that lord based on the quests that you're completing, right? So, you keep completing green quests, therefore you must be a green lord. And now I'm going to take that into account in my further decisions, right? Well, in a world where players are putting their point quests face down, you lose track of the information that helps you make that determination. The problem with that is that, so I have to sit here and use my brain power to try and remember what my opponent has done, or I need to write it down, which seems to go against my basic philosophy. So why would Joe do that? Why would Joe hide information from people that was known? And there's a very good design answer to it, and it's cognitive load. When you're making a tabletop strategy game, your number one goal, more important than anything, is for the player who plays it the first time to want to play it again. That's all you want. That's all that matters. The only thing that matters at the end of a player's first session of your board game is that they want to play it again, right? And so you can, as a designer, that's what matters to you. It doesn't matter to Joe that I want the information on my 47th play of this game as an expert player of the game that would help me do it better. He wants to make sure that cognitive load doesn't scare away a new player. So by hiding that information, it says to the new player, don't load your brain up with that info. Don't worry about that. That's not the important thing in this game. Focus on the stuff that's important. So actually hiding known information was a design tool that Joe used to reduce cognitive load on new players so that they are more likely to want to play the game a second time. And that's his priority there. So my advice to you, if you are a heavy tabletop gamer and you see a choice like that a designer made in a game that you play heavily and regularly, then you, among your game group, can make your own adjustments to the rules to expose hidden information. If everybody agrees, you're like, hey, we're all experts here. We know what's going on. Joe does not need to convince us to play this game a second time. So let's go ahead and leave all quests completed face up so that any player can look at it at any time, since it's known information. So I encourage that. Understand that designers are going to hide known information to reduce cognitive load on the players, but that once you get to expert level at a game, you and your expert level friends can adjust those rules to be more expert friendly and support the cognitive load that you want to take on. But I thought I'd at least explain why a designer might make that choice to hide known information. So that's why. It's not your time yet, Golem. Sit down. Get back in the shower. Having to track that known information does build some skill, Logan. You just have to make sure that you and the players playing that game are ready for it. And when you scry to the bottom of your deck, only you know what that scry was, so it does not show that info to Oppo. A 6-hour 18xx game with no hidden info. Sounds skillful, Fiddles. Hey, Heischen. Glad you liked it. All right, let's go back in here. So Andrew Cuneo this morning tweeted that he had major issues with a lot of the things I said about drafting on Arena, and he wants to talk. So I said, hey, let's get on each other's stream and talk. I'd love to hear Andrew's perspective on the things I had to say on LR. In fact, let me see. We'll keep an eye out for when Cuneo is online and drafting, and we'll try and go have a conversation with him at some point when we'll go raid him and talk for a bit sometime, but it doesn't look like he's on right now. DJ asks, I am curious how a player in real life would write down their bottom scry in a tournament. A notepad in their lap? No, a notepad on the table to your right. You're absolutely allowed to take notes at an event. Proudly right in front of you. Show them how it's done. All right, we'll keep this. We don't really start until 3, but the land mix is good. Logan is asking the question that totally makes sense. Oh, we didn't take out the Leafkin Druid, which may come back to haunt us. I do think we want to take that out and just put in a random dork. Oh, I see. Well, no Oppo is like reading your notes. Yeah, you gotta just protect it. Get a D&D screen. Get a little mini D&D screen for your notepad. How about that? Well, I know his card evaluation skews towards really playing the bots to force various strategies, so maybe that's what he's talking about. But we'll find out. Eventually, I think Andrew and I will find a chance to talk, and that'll be cool. Scorpion, you're late. But we're going to play Spider here. Hope it's good enough. BDU is surprised that the Magic and D&D planes haven't been fully merged yet. I think Magic, the Magic multiverse is different from the D&D universe. I don't know if D&D technically has a multiverse. I think almost it's kind of like jumping the shark to cross the streams of IP that way. Cross the P streams. To be a 10-year-old about it. They made a Ravnica book that can be used as a D&D resource, but I don't think they're claiming that Ravnica is in the D&D universe. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think they would do anything flavorfully to suggest that, like, that Jace could go to Waterdeep, for example, is what I'm saying. I mean, you could do it. I just don't think that Wizards will say, yep, Jace can go to Waterdeep. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'd do that. Who knows? Ultimately, a company is just a bunch of people making decisions together, so... let's go Ferocious Pup and Scorp here. They have multiple planes, so like you could not walk from Forgotten Realms to Eberron or whatever. Could you travel without planeswalking from those D&D realms from one to another? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Well, sure, we'll go here and here. Let's see. How could this go horribly? If they've got Pump, the Scorpion still works, but the Wolf dies, that's all okay. I think this is fine. Has there ever been a circus theme? Well, Rakdos is a Carnival of Pain or whatever they call it. And I think Rakdos is kind of going to be the closest you get to a true circus theme. So you got a spider of their own. I think we'll go ahead and War Chief here. Yeah, if Pegasus wants to trade with Spider, I'm fine with that. We got Gravedigger. Seems good. I mean, Innistrad is like Ravenloft, but that's kind of what I mean. They've got their own things, right? Well, we can send in War Chief and see what they want to do between Growth Cycle, Blade Brand, etc. Shouldn't be a problem to do that. I'm going to send in the War Chief, and then Growth Cycle on Spider actually blocks the Shaman. So if they just want to take this, we do have a good combat trick possibility on the way back. Uh-oh. We're supposed to be doing the Season of Growth thing. Well, if they decide to suit up the shaman, then we have to decide how we're going to approach it. We could trade the Netcaster Spider for it and siphon the Pegasus, for example. So yeah, if we cycle, we get 5/6, which trades. We can Blade Brand and trade. Let's Blade Brand and trade. We got Gravedigger, we got Siphon. This spider isn't essential on this board in the immediate. Ah, interesting. Okay, we got growth, seasonal growth, and Siphon the Pegasus, and hang back. I think I like that. Yeah, Troll is vulnerable too. We could go after the Troll while we have the shot. We're at 12 though. If they find a way to start attacking with a potentially 4-power Pegasus, we're on a short clock. We could bring back the Spider in that case. Gets us. I just wanted to feeling like we can kill some of these creatures here, but I guess with growth cycle, season and attack is fine. Yeah, I like Mike's plan. I do like the Siphon play, but we can threaten an attack first. We also have the growth on block possibility here if we want to make a 3/4. But yeah, let's just kill the flyer. This dude, the War Chief on the ground, is doing work for us here. Could chump here if we want to keep up our life total, but I think we can chump later. What card gets played too much? This one? Yeah, a lot of people throwing healers in for no great reason. We can Gravedigger and play the Spider, though. I'm going to keep sending with the Chief. Uh-oh. All right. That's some extra action. They got 1,000,000 chumps, and they can go pretty wide here, and they're getting a double scry, and they're scrying to the top, which is concerning. I don't think we get the Scorp. I think we just dig for the Spider and get Gravedigger Spider, and we'll be fine. Charge is likely. I mean, we can't beat charge, so I'm not going to worry about it. If they've got charge, they win. Do we want our second Scorp? Sure. No cards in hand, but I think the suggestion is with scry to the top, given the board, it may mean that they have charge. I did not answer any questions regarding arena burnout, so if that's a topic of interest, we'll have to revisit. So Pup will prevent some damage here. We're going to make sure we block to not lose to a charge at least. Oh, that makes me think it's not a charge. And we'll go ahead and just make this chump here. Wonder what they kept on top. I guess we'll find out, question mark. If not, it's probably a combat trick. Given they have Season of Growth and chose to keep this on top and haven't played it, it might be a growth cycle of their own. And that may be, their plan may be to... Ooh, Thief. Are we greedy enough for a Thief? It does continue to build the War Chief. It does block 1/1s on the ground. I mean, it's a creature. At least it's not a land. What do we do with you, Thief? These are tough spots. The marginal non-land at risk of going to get something else, something better. I'm going to take it. It's a play. It's a play. I just don't want to lose to an inability to fill out the board here. Yeah, we're not risking Blade Brand here, folks. So I'm going to keep applying pressure. We've got some defense, and they're not showing charge. And we have a growth cycle of our own. Maybe they do have charge, though, and they just decided that it wasn't lethal there. Could be. Interesting that they didn't even bother to chump that. So that makes me nervous. And we do know that they liked this card. They kept it on top. We must presume that they just drew a land. All right, we're going to go Scorpion, block, block, and then if they have charge, it's not lethal with the spider, and we can growth cycle whatever we want to save. Oh, they can't, sorry, they can't charge. They're out of white again. They must not have it, or they wouldn't be moving off of white like this. They wouldn't move off of being able to cast it. I think it's a growth cycle of their own, but we've got one back. Do they have... And they don't have any in the yard, so... Alright, didn't suck. No, I think I kept the Thief. I did not bottom the Thief. I decided it was playable, therefore I would keep it. Let's take a look before we decide on our turn. Archide Troll, you say? Can't really attack into a spider with the 1/1. But this is going to keep hassling. I'm going to bottom this. I don't think it actually does what we need here now. Whereas Thief at least gets us a card. We swing all. We're pretty safe. Yeah, all right, let's swing all. Forces a chump with the healer, which you know they're going to do anyway. Yeah, swing 2 forces a block also. We could have kept Spider back, for example. I'm willing to just throw Thief. Well, they didn't make me do it, but as I say, I'm going to throw Thief in front of a block if they attack. But we got there. All right, yeah, let's go replace the elemental. This hasn't been doing enough work for us. Whereas even a simple Sentinel might, or we could bring in Raptor. You know, Raptor with Blade Brand doesn't suck. I think I like Raptor maybe a little better than the Sentinel, but we do want... Yeah, we have pretty few low drops. We have Blood Burglar. We have 2 Scorps, Blood Burglar, Troll, and then a Growth Cycle we're happy to play. Our Season of Growths we're happy to play. I don't think we want Wolfkin Bond. We can put in another Spider, go for early, or go for something that works solidly with our Blade Brands. Yeah, we haven't seen any bows today, but they are out there. What if we just put in the second Spider back? Kind of just like that. I know we want low drops, but we've been crossing our fingers for spiders multiple times here, so I'm going to try this. All right, 5 wins. Going for 6. Not bad. Yeah, this is a keep. We get Season into Pup, and we have removal for any early action from Oppo. Play a Forest in case we draw our Troll for the green-green. Yeah, Jay is going to take a hiatus day today. He's still recovering from his big week last week, heading to Indiana for Gen Con. Meteor Golem and us at 5 of the land with Season. It's pretty tempting. We're a couple lands off, but powerful card. I'm going to keep it. A little greedy, but looks like we're going to get to 7 this game. In which case it becomes excellent, especially with Soul Salvage. Let it die and do it again. And I'm willing to make this trade here. I think we'll get something else will siphon. I figured they'd play something and we'd siphon it, but no plays. Maybe they've got an ambusher, and we're really going to need this Meteor Golem. Let's find out. Nope, no ambusher. Neither of us doing much here, but I like where we're headed. All right, that creates some attacks. Did we just face this player? We didn't just play Cinnamon Roll, did we?
There is no greater treasure.
Well, at least Siphon gets to reach across the board and pick off a Johnny at the low cost of a Pride Mate. All right, well, there's our golem mana. Makes the flood taste a little sweeter when you know you're hitting your big drop.
We can come back from this.
Nothing really amazing to hit with the golem yet, though. Maybe they'll play something big without hexproof here that we can tag with the golem. Ah, well, new plan. We now have something pretty good to hit with the golem. And I'm going to go ahead and chump here. I don't know when we're going to get a better life gain opportunity with the pup, so I'm going to take it while we have it. Unfortunately, we can't double spell these two, but we'll take the ambusher. We also have to figure out how to deal with the herald. Maybe we even attack with the golem. I'm gonna attack with the golem, hope they kill it. We'll have to see if Oppo will respect tradition here and scoop to an ambusher. Come on, Oppo, scoop. Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to risk it and block. We have a soul salvage if this goes horribly wrong. Two-turn clock in the air. That didn't actually change the clock. Sadly, I think we have to go Meteor Golem. Oops, not you, Ambusher. You'll stay back. We're going to continue to try and get this Golem dead. And no sense, unless we want to get back, we could soul salvage 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could soul salvage Pup and Barkhide, which, given our immediate needs, we probably need for the scrying, because we get 3 scries with that plan, and we need to find answers up here pronto. In fact, it's going to be rough. Even if we find an answer to one, the other one is going to be lethal. So we need to find... Yeah, this is rough. I think... Yeah, I was just joking. Oppo had no reason to scoop here, but it was just kind of funny that everybody's been scooping to the ambusher. I think we just have to get maximum scry here. So I'm going to go for that line. We'll start with the Barkhide. Okay, there's a spider, but I don't know if we even get there in time is the problem. Because we go to 4 next turn, then we get a spider, and then hooray, we're dead. So yeah, we've gotten 1 scry, but I'm talking about 3 scries. Like, we need 3 scries to an answer is better than 1 scry to an answer. So this isn't good enough. So I'm going to bottom it, but I don't even know what we're looking for. I guess Gorging Vulture and some life. Gravedigger. Does that... We just got our stuff back, so Gravedigger doesn't help. Audacious Thief doesn't really help. I think we just got beat by flyers here. Didn't find our flyer stuff in time, but seems clearly correct to have put in that second giant spider. We just didn't find it in time. I don't think we have outs here. We need... Whatever we needed, it just got worse, so I think we're done here. Yeah, Oppo showed patience in letting the golem damage through. Recognized we were playing black and probably had ways to get it back. And of course, we showed them exactly what we were up to with our soul salvage. Yeah, draw 2 could get us there if we somehow got... Maybe that's what we needed, is to get a Blade Brand into 2 flyer blockers. We need a Spider and a Vulture. Yeah, Spider and Vulture gets there from here. So we'll say no attacks. Why did we bottom Spider? Because a single Spider doesn't save us. Single Spider was just conceding the game. Topping the Spider was to concede the game. I mean, Heischen, we kept the Spider on top. We are openly scooping the game. Spider number 1. Oh my god, so close. So close. It's so sad. But hey, we played to our outs as usual. And just came up a little short. If only this ferocious pup were a druid, we could actually get the 8. Alright. Well, you did it, Oppo. Flyers too much. GG. Cinnamon rolled over us. We had a par 3 here. I'm happy to get to 5. 5 is a nice number. It gets you to 650 with the 60 gems we ground. We practically broke even. Not too shabby. Broke even, and we ground some gold. So basically, staying on pace is the main thing. Staying on pace and getting our daily draft out of the free-to-play account is primary goal, and we got there. So... And as usual, because we're just luck sacks, we get a second pack.